Hey guys, my name's Ashton and welcome to my channel, Ash Bash Games. Now if you're wondering about the name itself, some of my friends call me Ash Bash as a nickname. I thought why not roll with it, make it into something. Now if I look remotely familiar to anyone, and I doubt it, it's probably because I have a different channel with my best friend Jessica called Just Ask Ash. We'll play on our names. Now I like gaming, I like to do it in my free time. And it's hard enough to make time with Jessica to do videos, so I thought, hey, why not start my own channel just for games? So today, I decided I'd play a little game called SEDUCE Me. Now it's a free game from Steam, and it's like a visual novel kind of thing, kind of like, you know, Asian-y, and I like that kind of stuff, so I thought, hey, why not give it a try? See what it is all about, so let's dive right in there. Let's see, alright, new game. Alright. This is a fictional interactive narrative. Any character resemblance to real life people are purely coincidental. So maybe I'm supposed to know some of these people are. Turn my volume down a little bit. Loud. Okay. Also, please know that the following game is made for a PG-16 audience. I had wondered because they made me put my age in Steam and I was a little worried. Okay. Please note that the sexual/violent themes are explored in this game. Trigger warnings: abuse, implied rape, and suicide. You have been warned. Oh my goodness. Please enjoy. Okay.
Why, hello. My, aren't you a gorgeous sight? Can I be honored enough to know your name?
I didn't realize there'd be voice acting in this. Alright. Sure. Okay. Are you sure? Yes. To know my name. Okay. What? Okay. Yes. Yes. What? Oh my god. Back. Okay. Lou Ashton, for that's my name. Okay. Enter. Where Achievement unlocked. This is my story. Damn straight, it's my story. Very well, ahem. This game was produced by Seraphim Entertainment under the direction of Michaela Laws and is powered by Renpa Visual Novel Engine. We truly hope you'll enjoy the story. I know I'll enjoy it since you'll be in it. Awesome.
Eric.
Okay, Eric.
Fine, fine. Farewell, my sweet.
Somewhere. Oh my god, what's it? Someone being shot?
Come on! Is
No.
that all you got?
Okay, punches.
Try me, asshole! Crap! Missed.
Okay,
Let's retreat for now.
Okay, that was
No
good.
kidding. Let's get out of here.
That's right. You better run, you stupid punks! Stay out of our territory!
Okay. Call it fate or call it coincidence. That one moment of violence started a chain of events I will never forget.
This formula, created in the 70s, is one of the most important in the field of financial theory.
Okay, that's Mrs. Phillips, apparently.
It is used to calculate the price of European-style options and is widely used by option marketers, though there are some discrepancies that are now corrected with the modern viewpoint.
Okay. Oh, it's raining. Rain! It's been a long time since we've gotten rain around here. But it's the season for rainy weather, so it's not exactly that surprising. Nice. Personally, I love the sound of it. I do like rain. The way the raindrops fell, like the soft tapping of fingers, it was so soothing. Even looking at the droplets hit the glass of window was strangely calming. For the reason, I felt lucky for having a seat next to the window. Though I did spend more time staring outside than I did paying attention to class. Who didn't really? Who pays attention to class? The lectures in class were pretty boring, I agree. They are. Mrs. Phillips' voice wasn't so prophetic, but I just wasn't interested in what she was saying. And since it was the period right before lunch, all I could think about was doing other things in my free time, like eating, clearly. Honestly, I didn't really care much for economics. Sure, I had good grades in the class, but it was only because I read the textbooks and did my assignments as I had to. Clearly. I was only taking this class before it was mandatory. If it were up to me, I would probably have taken another course. Me too. Because it was my senior year, so after this semester it would mean the end of high school courses forever. Thank God for that. Holla. I didn't hate high school. It was just kind of mundane how the days drifted on and as if there were no end to it. The only thing I really enjoyed about going to school was meeting my friends and hanging out with them, but that was kind of it. In short, I was done with high school. The start of second semester brought a note of finality to it. I had already applied to many universities the semester prior, and I was expecting replies sometime in the next few months. It seemed like the start of something new. Something would change. That is, if things could change. I stared at the faint outline of raindrops in the distance. For now, I was stuck in class.
Miss Anderson.
Yo, that's my name, don't wear it out. Mrs. Phillips' raised voice interrupted my train of thought. Just when I was thinking about class, I quickly turned my head to face the teacher. Hopefully she didn't pick on me just because she noticed I wasn't spacing out. Yes, ma'am.
Would you care to name the equation I set up on the blackboard?
Oh my god, what the fuck? Oh, I think I read about that in textbook last night. It should be the Black Skulls module formula.
Very good as always, Miss Anderson.
You look very angry. Kind of strict, just like, yeah, okay, whatever. Anderson, it followed me wherever I went. Most people didn't really know me by my first name, but rather by my surname, as people do. No doubt, since the surname was the trademark of the internationally famous and philanthropic Anderson Family Toys, and because the founder was my own grandfather. Suzu, one of my best friends, turned around and proudly gave me a punch to the shoulder.
Kick ass, girl.
Damn straight. From beside me, I heard Naomi, another one of my best friends, clearing her throat in obvious disapproval of Suzu's choice of words.
She means good job.
Thank you.
Miss Capini.
Oi!
Okay, Miss Suzu.
Care to tell me who the creators of this formula were?
Some guys named Black and Scholes. Fisher Black and Myron Scholes.
Very good, Miss Patterson.
Show off. Better study next time, Suzu. Be like us and study once in a while.
Damn straight. Gotta study to get the grades, huh? Suzu rolled her eyes and slouched into her chair as Naomi gave her a small smirk. She always pouted when Naomi showed her up.
That's the end of today's lecture.
Thank God.
Now, let's separate into groups and work on your projects. Remember, everything is due on Monday. Go ahead now.
Ugh. Before I knew it, Suzu and Naomi, had scooted their desks to align with mine, and we turned into the Three Musketeers. Whenever the teacher let the students decide in groups, we always grouped together in our little trio. It was sheer stroke of luck that we all managed to be in the same class, so we had to at least take the opportunity to stick together as much as we could, since we were most comfortable around each other than, say, compared to being around any other classmates. It just made sense for us to put our heads together for any kind of project. I took out the poster we were working on and rolled it open onto the 3 desks. We were pretty much finished with fulfilling most of our guidelines for the project, though we did still have to add a few finishing touches here and there. After working on making the poster a bit prettier, we sat back and inspected our work to see what we still had to do. Naomi, as usual, was the first to look for any issues. She lightly tapped a pencil against her chin, staring intently at the project.
So let's see. We finished the budgeting section, the building leasing, and the cost for labor. What else do we need?
Oh my god, this sounds so boring. Suzu straightened up the look on her poster and stroked her chin. After a few seconds, her face brightened as she spoke.
How about a company name? Huh? Did we really skip over that? Of course we did. You always go straight into the logical statistics and stuff. You completely skip over the fact. We need a name for our project.
Voice doesn't really go with what the character looks like, but that's okay.
At least we caught it this time. What do we name it? Not sure. What do you think?
Ashton. Okay. It always comes down to me. Whenever there was something to be named or titled, I was master in any decision when I didn't want to be.
I like Trinity Corporations.
Trinity Corporation. You know, that's actually a nice name. I like that,
That
idea.
is way too predictable. How about the Dragon Company?
The Dragon Company? Are we selling dragons? Because I feel like we're lying.
What do dragons have to do with our project?
I agree with Naomi on this one.
What? It's a totally unpredictable name. It's hot.
Oh my goodness.
But our company sells bubblegum.
I want the dragon bubblegum, Mom. I better
We
get
can't
dragon.
produce spicy bubblegum.
Got me there.
What do you think? Yeah. What do you think?
Me. Both of them looked at me expectantly, even though I wasn't quite sure myself. I didn't really want to choose sides, but if it were up to me, I would say I like the Trinity Company, Corporation, I mean. It sounds nice. The Dragon Company is cool, but I feel like that should be used for something else and not for bubblegum. Because bubblegum's more sweet versus cool, you know what I'm saying? Plus, you know, kids like bubblegum.
Bah, fine. Be lame.
Oh, I will. I'm a lame person.
Alright, now that we've decided on a name, now what?
Oh, gosh, I don't know. As we ended our name game, a giggle scrambled my thoughts. What is that? Leslie? Huh? Who is that?
You know what? It's just Lisette.
Oh, Lisette. I'm sorry. I looked over my shoulder to see her laughing with her circle of friends, mostly comprised of popular people, that were practically friends with everyone in the school, except for us, apparently. And as a result, everyone in school knew them. In the center of it all was Lisette White. She sat with a posture that indicated that she was still working, but that she also was ready to casually chat about her day. She had an endearing balance of charismatic and awkward, which was readily apparent when she first talked to someone. Oh my god. Cannot talk, I'm sorry. It was easy to make her smile and laugh, and she was quite the comedian as well. And so we hate her? Basically, she was perfect. Not that she was like a robot or something, but she was the student that everyone else wanted to be, okay? Lisette was bright, easygoing, and above all had her future laid out right in front of her. Fantastic. Unlike the average student, she knew what she wanted to do after high school, and as a result, she was confident and ambitious, though sometimes it could rub a lot of people the wrong way. She's trying to get what she wants. Is that so wrong? Moreover, I had known her ever since I was young, but it had ultimately resulted in a rivalry that continued today. Of course, my friends knew that what was between us, and upon seeing me glance at her, they shifted their attention to her.
She doesn't even look like she's working, in my opinion.
Don't focus on
Probably
other
is,
people.
But she's too much of a stuck-up for a school hours
Bless
to
you.
look like she's actually doing work.
Oh my god.
Oh, come on, Suzu. She may be a little off-putting, but she's not the giant priss that you're making her seem to be. The day she isn't a priss is the day I turn into you.
Oh my goodness.
What's that supposed to mean?
Guys, don't
Never
fight.
mind. It's about time. Let's bail.
Okay. Oh, she just flew out of the classroom. Unsurprisingly, Suzu was the first out of the classroom, slinging her backpack over her shoulder with ease as she quickly strolled out the door.
Seat isn't even closest to the exit, and she always manages to be the first one out of the door. I don't think I'll ever understand that.
She gave me a smile as if relieved by the fact that I felt the same way as she did. I don't know, she just kind of flew out of the classroom.
See? Why can't she just be normal like the two of us?
I'm not exactly normal. It's Suzu, Naomi. Think about
Very
it.
true. Man, you guys are slow. Are you coming or what?
I'm coming.
We heard you the first time. Not everyone has rocket boosters attached to their legs when the bell rings. Are you kidding me? That class was ridiculously boring. Even Miss Valedictorian here was dozing off a bit.
Haha, I do have to admit I was spacing out, and just because I answered one question doesn't mean I'm automatically the valedictorian. I was not the valedictorian. That sounds horrible, speaking in front of people.
Okay, so it wasn't too interesting.
But you should at least pay attention when Phillips is talking about the important parts.
Oh my god, but it's boring.
So finally admit it. We're finally on the same wavelength. Welcome to the club, Patterson.
Please, don't call me by my last name. This isn't the classroom. And never in a million years will we ever see things eye to eye.
I thought we were all friends. You guys just... I guess they're both just kind of friends with B, and then they're just kind of forced to be friends. Despite this, they both burst out in laughter. Normally, anyone would think that opposites like them wouldn't ever associate with each other. But even though they were so different, their friendship somehow made a lot of sense. Okay, I guess they're besties too. Maybe they were just perfect complements. Our personality just didn't dictate that the possibility of the friendship. After all, we three have been best friends since preschool.
Alright, so where are we heading to first? Cafeteria? I think we can all agree that we're really hungry, especially after hearing about our company's line of deliciously spicy bubblegum.
That's spicy bubblegum. Do they mean spicy, or do they just mean like kind of hot? You know, like this kind of gum contain fire, like cinnamon kind of? Or does she actually mean spicy, like Mexican spicy? Like, I don't get it.
Who would even buy that? I wonder.
Not me.
Me? I would pay good money to get a taste of it.
Oh my goodness. Haha, you do like spicy food after all. Because she doesn't mean spicy and not hot. We entered the cafeteria, a bustling room filled with the aromas of different kinds of food. As we got in line, we ordered our meals and chatted freely.
Cajun fries and a spicy chicken burger for me. That's my definition of a good meal.
Okay, yep,
I'll
spicy.
take a tuna sandwich and some juice. You're probably going to need water or something to curb all that spicy flavor, Suzu.
I can't be tamed by the likes of that. If it's spicy, then it's gotta be all or nothing.
She cannot be tamed. That's why she chose a dragon for her company.
You're crazy!
Hell yeah, I'm crazy.
Oh my god.
I think I'm getting a migraine.
I think I'll go with... I would like mac and cheese and soda, please. Yum. That sounds good. It does. Once we got our food, we settled down at one of the empty tables, putting our backpacks aside to finally dig into the food. I wanted to be different. I didn't want to choose what they had. Suzu leaned back in her chair, tilting it back so that she could rest her feet on the table by her food.
Alright then. Is there anything we want to talk about?
That's not how conversations go at lunch with your friends. You just talk, right?
Bored already?
I know. Let's talk about...
Say boys and I will never speak to you ever again.
Aw, why not?
What's so interesting about talking about guys? Not like any of us are gonna get boyfriends anytime soon.
Wow. She just laid the full truth out. No guys want us.
We don't know that. What if one of us does get a boyfriend?
Exactly. Optimistic.
Like that's going to happen, Naomi. Look at us. I'm a tiny Italian. You're a ditzy blonde.
Hey!
No offense. And Anderson here. Well, I guess she could land a boyfriend or girlfriend if she wants.
Because they're not biased. I can get either sex I want. It's like, you're a girl, come here. You're a boy, get over here.
Or girlfriend?
She can be a lesbian if she wants.
Damn straight if I want to. I'm not into girls, but hell, we're not biased in this game.
True.
Supportive friends there, enjoy that. That's okay, Zuzu. I'm not sure I want a boyfriend yet.
Why not? It's our senior year. Might as well get a boyfriend.
I'm almost in high school. Hey, boy over there, be my boyfriend.
Maybe she's just not interested in a relationship, Suzu.
Well, it really wasn't about wanting a relationship, but more of there was no one interesting enough to be in a relationship with. Exactly, don't settle. You people are worth more than this. Don't get me wrong, I'm an open person, but there were not many interesting guys in the school to go out with. I agree there. Who knows? Time will tell. Naomi looked at me, wanting to continue the conversation. However, before she could speak, the speakers in the cafeteria started up, and an announcement echoed through the cafeteria.
Miss Anderson, please come to the main office immediately. Please bring your things with you.
Oh, God.
Oh my.
Looks like our plans have been cut short. The men in white coats have finally come to get you.
Suzu, don't joke around. What if it's serious?
Fine. If something happens, just call us.
Okay, funny enough, something did happen. Was it good or was it bad? And it was certainly no laughing matter. Okay, it was bad. Cold. It was really cold. Did someone die? Did my grandfather die? The rain became heavier that afternoon, accompanied by rolling thunder now and then. The skies had turned dark, though I couldn't see any of it under the black umbrella. Not that I was looking up. The fact looking up was the exact opposite of what I wanted to do. I stared at the grass beneath my feet, unable to look at the people weeping around me. All I could see was the damp grass underneath my feet. Only the monotone eulogies that flowed through my ears reminded me that I was at a funeral. It was only when the speeches ended that I finally was able to raise my head. A small gathering of people, mostly made of relatives that I didn't even know were related to me, were huddled around a simple small grave. Harold Anderson forever in our hearts. For a while, all I heard was sound of raindrops on umbrellas. If it weren't raining, everything would probably be heavy silence. I looked beside me where my father was standing and holding up a large black umbrella for our small family of 3. His face was emotionless, a strange sight next to my weeping mother. I wonder what was going through his mind. Okay, so my grandfather died. After all, etched into the smooth gray tombstone before us was his father's name. My grandfather, the one who raised me like his own daughter, had passed away that day. The ceremony was small, only close family were allowed to come. Slowly, though, people began to leave, leaving my father, mother, and me behind at the grave. A man dressed in a clean black suit under the uniform black umbrella of the funeral attendees walked towards us, introducing himself as grandfather's lawyer. He pulled out a few documents from his suitcase and began to read it.
And now, I shall read Harold Anderson's last will and testament.
Awesome. Only my parents and I were allowed to be present for my grandfather's will, and it was under the strict request of his lawyer, and there was a reason why. Are we still outside in the rain doing this? Don't you usually do that in, like, an office? Alright. And to my dearest granddaughter, I give you my estate. All the furniture and decor that resides within the house shall also be given to my granddaughter. Oh, that's nice. I don't have to buy furniture or house. What? I couldn't believe my ears. I had earned the family estate at 18? That was impossible, and yet it was written by my own grandfather's hand. Holy shit. Look at her go.
He passed the family estate to her? Why am I not surprised?
God, Dad, don't sound so hateful.
Dear.
Well, did he say anything about what will become of the CEO and chairman position of the Anderson Toys Company?
I don't care, you can have that.
No. It is presumed that the vice chairman will succeed the position.
Even to the bitter end, he wouldn't give in. What a stubborn old man.
Shaking his head, my father turned to face my mother with a serious expression on his face.
About the estate. Should we send her there to get used to the building? It'll be a good place for her to live after high school.
Are you sure we should?
Okay, goodbye. We don't want to see you anymore.
Why not? This would be a good experience for her.
You just look angry.
Honey, what do you think?
I really wasn't sure what to say. Why did my grandfather think that I was the appropriate heir to the mansion? Was I even ready to live on my own? I'm not.
Well, that seems to be it. We'll be taking our leave now. I'm sure the little heiress needs some time to adjust.
Oh shit, Dad, calm your tits.
David!
Yeah, fucking David. Even though she raised her voice, my dad wordlessly began walking back to the car, disinterested.
Don't mind him, honey. I think that your grandfather's passing really affected him. Why don't we get back home for now?
You can go on ahead to the car, Mom. I think I need some time alone with Grandpa.
Oh, of course. Take all the time you need.
She gave me a quick hug and hurried after my dad. I looked around the funeral grounds, which was completely empty, save for the solemn-looking grave that was laid in front of me. I'm sure that if Grandpa were in charge of arranging all of this, it would have been much different. It was blatantly obvious that my dad was in charge of the whole event. Who else would bury their own family the same day they passed away? Everyone knew my grandfather's love for toys, and yet the grave was a mere stone slab on the ground, void of any children's toys. My dad didn't even bother putting flowers. His disdain for my grandfather was almost pitiful. Sorry, Grandpa. I tried to force out some words, but the only thing that came out was a choked sob. You told me to stay strong, but right now I'm the farthest from it. Like that one time, long time ago. Flashback. Grandpa!
Oh, it's so good to see you again, sweetie.
I was swept into a giant bear hug, and we both laughed as he spun me around like an airplane. It was one of my favorite things about seeing my grandfather, the way he greeted me. Unlike my father, my grandfather was loving and playful even as I grew older. Sorry that Daddy couldn't be here today. He said that he wasn't feeling too good again. It had always been like that. Dad missed every visit to Grandpa's house, citing that he was busy with work or wasn't feeling well.
Is that so? Well, that's okay. Daddy can come around next time. And you're here,
I
right?
am. It's a nice house. Yeah. So what are we doing today, Grandpa? Mommy says that there's a new dessert cafe open in town. Maybe we could go? Oh, yeah, we can.
Oh, I would love to. But I've been so busy with the company these days. We're actually working on a little something. Would you like to see?
Stand straight. Ooh, yes. Ooh, is that a toy?
It is. I was designing a new line of them. But I feel like something's missing. You don't think you could help me out,
I
could
can.
you?
Of course. He placed the toy in my hands with a smile and inspected it carefully. It was a beautifully crafted and obviously a lot of work was put into it. There was one thing though.
So, what do you think?
I think the heart on its chest should light up when you hug it. It'll be like it's alive, and it can be like a little nightlight before you sleep. He stroked his chin, considering my input while nodding his head. After a few moments of silent deliberation, he turned to me with a chuckle.
That's a great idea. I'll get to changing it right away. You're always like my little lucky charm, dear. You always know what to add to make the perfect toy.
Ahaha. Well, I hope I can be like you one day, Grandpa.
You want to make toys as well?
Well, making people happy is the best feeling in the world. I don't know if I want to make toys when I grow up, though.
Don't worry too much about it. You have plenty of time to decide. Besides, you should do what makes you happy as well.
Thank you. That makes sense. Daddy doesn't think of it as the same way, though.
Your father. I'm sure he just wants the best for you.
I'm not so sure about that.
Sweetie, look at me.
I am. He bent down and looked at my eye level with a serious look on his face.
As much as your father may say something that doesn't make sense now, you must remember that he's always thinking about you. He loves you. There's no doubt about that. And you need to love him just as equally.
Okay. I don't hate Daddy. I really do love him. I don't know why he's like this, though.
Your father and I have had some difficulties with each other in the past. But it's nothing that you should be concerned about.
I had heard tidbits of this from my mother and various other people. The only people who had stayed quiet were my father and grandfather. Both of them refrained from saying a word on the subject matter, but it was clear that whatever happened set up a wall between them. Oh, what a shame. It's hard, though, trying to pretend as if nothing were wrong.
However, no matter what, you have to stay strong. You're a big girl already, and, well, there'll come a day when it seems like it's you against the world. But always remember that your family and friends will be here with you.
That is words of wise advice, I will say.
Daddy, Mommy, your friends at school, me, we'll stand together to get through it.
How can you be so sure of that?
Because we'll be right here and here.
He pointed his finger to my head first and then pointed to my chest. The heart always matters.
So stay strong. Promise?
For a moment he looked almost sad, pleading, but as quickly as it had come, the expression disappeared from his face, and he was all smiles once again. Promise. Upon hearing that, Grandpa let out a great burst of laughter and stood up.
All right then. Enough of that. How about I whip up some special homemade dessert? I know I can't accompany you at that new cafe, but we sure can talk and eat while I cook and do some paperwork.
That sounds fantastic. Homemade dessert? I'll race you to the kitchen. Uh-huh.
Hey, slow down there. I'm not what I used to be.
Always run for food, guys. Gotta be the first one there. You willed me to the very home I love to see you in. Why would you think I would be ready to take it, especially after this? A surge of anger bubbled within me, but I quickly swallowed it. There was no use in getting mad, especially when the person in question was no longer there. I'm sorry. It's hard to stay calm when you've left me with so many questions, especially about what happened between you and Dad. What am I doing? Talking to a grave. My vision blurred and suddenly I realized that I was crying. My face heated up as tears rolled down my face. I'll bring you flowers later. I miss you, Grandpa. I'll try my best to fulfill my promise I gave to you, even if the world might be turned against me. I left the grave, wiping my tears hastily so my parents wouldn't see.
Well, it's time to head back home. I'll cook up your favorite lasagna when we get home, okay?
Sure, I like lasagna. Thanks, Mom. However, my dad didn't speak the entire drive home. I wanted to talk to him, but after his moment at the funeral, I wasn't sure if that was a good idea.
It's about time we took off those dreary black clothes.
Well, your dad just died that day and you're gonna act like an asshole? Gathering my courage, I decided then that it was time to talk. Dad, could I ask you something?
Go ahead.
Okay. Why do you want me to move into the States so soon?
I thought I made that rather clear. The college near your grandfather's house is well known for its business program. You are planning to major in business, yes?
Oh my god, me personally, no.
Right after you graduate from high school, you'll just live there and can easily commute to and from school. It's a perfect fit for you.
Not like the way you look, too proper. But it's so sudden. You just said so quickly right after the funeral.
Don't be so sensitive. If you're like that in the real world, you'll be crushed.
Christ. I'm just saying that maybe we could talk a bit more about my future. In reply, my father rubbed his temples and sighed quietly.
After you graduate from college, you'll work at Anderson Family Toys. I have connections since I am part of the board of directors, so you will be guaranteed a spot. That is what we talked about before, yes?
I'm going to punch him in the face. But what if...
Stop mumbling!
What if I don't want to work there?
Don't be silly. It's the family company. Our company. I'm not just going to hand it over to some incompetent vice chairman.
Shit. Okay. He came closer to me and his face softened.
Look, this is all for the best, okay? You may not know it right now, but you will appreciate it later.
For some reason, when I heard him say that, something snapped in me. I wasn't exactly sure what it was, but it made me feel so angry. Do you even care that grandfather passed away?
Of course I do.
Well, everything seems fine and dandy to you. Things couldn't be better.
Excuse me? I don't like your tone, young lady.
It's like nothing even happened at all. Like you just ignored the fact that he's no longer here.
Do not raise your voice at me.
Sorry. What did he ever do to deserve this? My father, his face hardened, crossed his arms, interrupted in angry laughter.
Ha! You sure place him upon a pedestal. Like he's some kind of venerated god or something. It makes me sick.
Is that it? Are you happy seeing grandfather dead? While everyone was grieving, you were holding yourself back from laughing in everyone's faces. Did you feel just a bit happier seeing him lie in the graveyard? A flash of rage crossed his face and he whipped the back of his hand across my cheek.
You don't know anything! Running your mouth like somehow you know everything that went on, when you're just a little girl that doesn't know how to keep her mouth shut! You did not know my father! You did not know what he was capable of!
Is everything all right? What happened?
God, Mom, where were you right before your husband smacked me? Nothing. I'm not hungry. I think I'll just go upstairs and go to the fucking state.
Honey, wait!
No, I will not wait. He slapped me. You didn't slap your child. Quickly turned and ran up the stairs to my room, slamming the door behind me. My breath came in short pants, and for a while I just leaned against the door to my bedroom, eventually sliding down to sit against it. How did things become like this? My cheeks still throbbed, and I tentatively stood up and looked at the mirror to see how it looked. Hopefully it doesn't bruise. What am I saying? Tears formed in the corners of my eyes, but I blinked them back rapidly. I couldn't cry for the second time today. I had to be stronger than that.
Are you all right? Your father told me nothing happened, but you know your father.
I'm fine. I just lost my appetite.
The lasagna's done, though. And I don't want you skipping any meals. Are you sure?
Yeah, don't worry about me, Mom. I'll come downstairs later to eat.
You're not telling me the whole story.
You're saying you didn't hear him slap you? Whatever. Or angry shouts? No, seriously. I guess bacon lasagna in the oven's loud. I just don't want to eat right now.
Please, dear. Tell me what's going on. I wish you would tell me why you're being like this.
I wanted to tell her. A part of me was screaming to tell her that Dad had done. At the same time, I knew she couldn't fix anything. Besides, I was moving out regardless. I remained silent, letting the event remain in the past.
Wow. I'll leave your food on the table if you want to eat it later.
Okay, thanks. Finally, my mom left me alone. It was strange to think that she was only a few inches away from me, only separated by a single wooden door. I really didn't know what to do. I needed to do something, anything, to get my mind off what just happened. Anything would be better than thinking any more about the pain still radiating from my cheek. I was going to move into my grandfather's house tomorrow. I should probably pack my stuff so I'd be prepared for tomorrow. Already moving in. Okay, whatever. Yeah, that was a good idea. Yeah, let's get out of this house. I should start packing. Yeah, I should. I opened the closet, rummaging around for a while before I finally found 2 large bags. Pulling them out onto the floor of my room, I then began to empty my drawers and cabinets so that I could bring all my things with me. I didn't have much to bring other than just clothes and some toiletries. It was kind of bizarre that I didn't have many personal belongings. What's in the background? I see books. I see a lamp. It wasn't like my luggage was completely devoid of them, but I certainly didn't have many things in my room that I would miss if I just suddenly left the house. I shook my head to rid myself of those thoughts. If it were going to be my new home, it would have to feel like it. One way or another, I was going to make it home. Just as I was packing my things, my cell phone began ringing, vibrating in the pocket. I slipped my phone out of my pocket and answered it while slowly easing myself onto the bed. Who could possibly call? That was a nice jam.
Hey, Anderson, you there?
Oh, hey, Zuzu.
Is everything
Oh, hey,
alright?
Naomi.
We were worried about you, so we decided to call.
Hello.
Hello?
I'm really glad you guys called. My voice managed to come out, though it was only a whisper.
What happened? Are you
My
okay?
grandfather died, Naomi. Well, I slowly began to tell them about the funeral that afternoon. A small silence followed when I was done recounting what happened, and to my relief, Naomi finally spoke up.
I can't begin to imagine how you must be feeling right now. I'm so sorry. Do you want us to come over right now?
No, it's okay. My dad isn't in a good mood, so could we just keep talking on the phone like this?
Of course! We'd stay on the phone until the crack of dawn. Right, Suzu? Yeah. We're always here if you need us. After all, we wouldn't be the awesome triple threat trio without you, right?
Yeah, what a cool name.
Triple threat trio? That sounds like the name of a gang.
Because we're in a gang, Naomi. Get used to it.
Yeah, I mean, we're all taking on the world together. They've got to sound somewhat scary, or else no one's going to take us seriously. What's with you and naming things? You've got to step up your game, Naomi. Falling behind to the cool kids like Anderson and me.
Oh my god, I'm finally a cool kid.
Hey! I'm a cool kid! If anything, I'd say you have to step up your game.
We chatted cheerfully about all sorts of things. Very soon I had forgotten about the events that day and engaged in a conversation by Naomi's favorite TV show, some program called Sherlock. Sherlock. That's a fantastic show. We all agreed that the actor playing the titular character certainly had a very distinctive look about him, with that long overcoat and scarf wrapped around his neck. We had many disagreements about who we thought was the coolest character. Yeah, has really high cheekbones, and his eyes are pretty, though I do have to say I prefer Jetson, and as a bonus, his actor is just so sassy. I looked at the clock hanging on the wall and realized how late it was. Well, it's already 1 a.m. Sorry for keeping you guys up so late. I think I'm gonna hit the hay for tonight and see you guys at school tomorrow. But you mean today. I should probably shower and go to bed. I can't believe I stayed up this late just talking to my friends, but it was really nice. Well, to the bathroom I go. I took a relaxing shower, nothing beat hot water, and feeling of being clean and enjoying myself. I promptly dressed in my pajamas and curled into bed. Haha, nice hot shower after a long day. I'm so glad finally to be in bed. It had been a really long day. I knew that I was wishing for something to change back in class, but I certainly wasn't expecting any of the things that happened today. And I have to go back to school tomorrow. Ugh! I curled up on the side and tightly wrapped up blankets around me. I really wasn't in the mood to be returning to school, but my dad probably would make me go just for the sake of it. It's time to go to sleep. Reached out to the lamp on the nightstand to turn off the lights. However, my mind was so lost in the passing of my grandfather and the thought of inheriting something so big that it haunted my mind the entire night until the next morning. I shook my head to try to clear the thoughts of sleepiness out. No avail, I really didn't get any sleep last night. It's already time to wake up. Wait, school. As soon as I realized I had to go to school, I sat out of bed and looked at the mirror. That's a relief. Luckily, there was barely a bruise on my cheek. You had to squint to actually see it. I doubted anyone would notice it unless they leaned in really close. Breathing out a sigh, I got dressed and took my backpack and caught the bus to go to school. It wasn't even hours before everyone heard the news. I was approached in school and given condolences for my loss. However, that wasn't what shocked my friends.
Wait, so you have the whole Anderson house to yourself? Lucky as hell, man! Quit being so sensitive, Naomi.
Quit being so vulgar, Suzu.
I have to choose who's right. Whatever. I mean, it's sad that my grandpa died, but I do get it.
Of course you would side with her.
Huh? See? At least she knows how to have fun.
I mean, grandpa didn't die for nothing.
I know how to have fun. You don't need to be wild to have fun.
Guys, I'm going there after school today because my parents want me to get used to living there.
Seriously? It hasn't even been a day since you came back to school.
I know, but my parents want me to try living there as soon as possible.
Still, that's really fast. Are you going to be okay?
Of course, haha. But even in the comfort of my best friends, life seemed to be testing me. Oof.
Hey! Don't go around shoving people like that.
Whoops. Did I strike a nerve, Capini?
Oh God, is this the girl? She let out a small laugh as she twirled her hair around her finger. Leslie, one of the last people I want to see today.
It's not me you should be apologizing to.
Oh, Anderson. Hey, how's it going?
I'm alright.
Haven't you already heard, Lizette?
Of what?
Her grandfather's passing.
Well, I'm sorry about that. I don't really watch a lot of news.
It doesn't really sound like you mean it.
I do mean it. Earnestly. Why wouldn't I?
Typical Capini. Isn't her family involved with the mafia or something? I wouldn't be surprised if she brought out a bat from behind her back right this moment.
I would approve of that notion. I had nearly forgotten the crowd that followed Zet, which was mostly comprised of people who no one wanted to see on a typical school day. No one had the slightest idea why exactly they followed Zet around persistently, but they labeled themselves as her social equals with her.
That is out of line. Suzu comes from an honest family.
Says the one whose family profits from political scandals.
Yeah, your dad doesn't make anything unless he's in the court with dirty politicians.
Oh, shit.
Hey, let's all calm down for a second, alright? I'm sure Anderson needs some time to recuperate. I mean, what just happened? We need to give her some respect.
Well then, just stop. Stop acting like that already. Like, you feel sorry for me.
What are you talking about?
I'm sure you're happy to see me like this. You already have everything you've wanted. Now seeing me like this, life couldn't get any better. Bitterness seeped into me. The words started flying out of my mouth without filter. But honestly, I didn't care. I was so consumed by anger that I only saw Lisette in front of me. What exactly am I to you? Just another part of your obstacle course? Is that what I am? I'm sick of it, Lisette. I'm sick of all these charades. I'm sick of you. Oh, shit, man. Gas rose from the crowd around her, and I was brought back to school hallway. Even my friends beside me looked at me in surprise. One girl looked like she was going to speak up, but Lisette held her hand up to stop her. There was one emotion in her face that I couldn't quite make out, but I could see the form of pity in her eyes. No, don't you dare pity me. I looked away from her. I didn't want to see that emotion in her eyes when she was talking to me. She didn't have the right to look at me that way.
I'm sorry. I know your grandfather passing away must have really taken a toll on your emotions.
She stepped towards me and put her hand on my shoulder, giving me a tiny smile as if for old time's sakes. But for some reason, I didn't feel comforted at all. Not that I was just angry at her, but the expression on her face when she leaned in close to me contorted into something complex. Something was different about her. I couldn't quite place my finger on it, but something about her definitely changed.
Well, I'll be going for now.
Okay, but something about Lisette made me feel uncomfortable. I wasn't just angry, but also uneasy. What was it? I'd never seen her like that before. But I decided to pay no further attention to it. She continued running down the hallway with her gaggle of friends behind her. Awesome. I refocused my attention to Mrs. Phillips, who was walking down the hall towards me.
Is everything all right, girls?
Just
Nothing
PG.
we couldn't handle, Mrs. P. Just a bunch of snobs.
Suzu, hush! It was nothing, Mrs. Phillips.
I see. Well, Miss Anderson, please accept my condolences for your loss.
Thanks. Thank you, Mrs.
Your
Phillips.
grandfather was a good man. He really upheld the philanthropy of his company's policies, and the money that went towards charity, too.
I know, he was amazing. I really looked up to him, and I want to be as good as he was.
Well, I know that you'll be as great as your grandfather.
Hell yeah, she will. She'll be 10 times better than her grandfather.
Thanks. Would I really be better than my grandfather? Everyone seemed to have high expectations for me. I want to do my best to make my family proud, but to be better than my grandfather? I wasn't so sure about that. From outside the school window, I saw a familiar blue car pull up, and undoubtedly it was my father in the driver's seat. Oh my ride's here. Well, I guess I'll see you both tomorrow.
Want us to come with you?
Oh no, it's okay. Haha, I'll be fine. See ya. Hey, Dad. Look at that face. Well, I'm gonna save it for here now, because that's longer than I expected. And so far, I have seduced no one, and no one has seduced me, so all there was death. But hopefully I'll pick up the next video. So, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye!